Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome, one and all. My name is Michael. I'm the Nailsy Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder 2nd Edition Curse of Crimson Throne, our 2nd Edition adventure, which was made out of the bones of a 1st Edition Pathfinder adventure that featuring these wonderful and amazing Patreons who support the channel, come here, play games, do cool things. Guys, say hello to the folks at home.
Hi, folks at
Hello.
Hello,
folks
folks
at
at
home.
home.
It's so good to hear from you guys. It's so good to see you guys. But yeah, just getting ready to play some games and do some cool stuff. I can see we've got like a lot of fun people in the chat as well. Mal, good to see you. Voltaria, thank you so much for joining us today. OG Lava Kitten in the house. Of course, all of my players here are there as well. We have McBluff here. All the amazing people. Oh, and Cass. It's good to see you, Cass. Hi. Wave at Cass. Yeah, so good to see so many familiar faces. Now, before we kick off, we have some people to thank, and that is, of course, our lovely and amazing sponsors who help us keep the lights on here, do all the cool, crazy, and amazing things. We have, of course, Fantasy Grounds for our VTT of choice. You can see behind me that connects all of my players together from around the world so we can gather around the digital fireplace and play games. So go check them out. We have Sirenscape for the beautiful soundscape that immerse my players into the epic world of adventure that we forge for them as well. And then, of course, we have Hero Forge for the wonderful art you can see. All of our tokens, all of the characters of the people who are not on camera, all of that is made using an amazing 3D model making software that not only allows you to create these tokens, but also ship them worldwide so that you can play with them in person as actual tokens. So there you go. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna do something a bit weird and gross. I'm gonna touch my audience here, just because I feel like. There you go. I feel like my.
Ew.
I know.
I feel like that was
Can see all my.
closest to your tonsils I've ever needed to be
Oh
be
yeah.
fair. Mm-hmm.
I got nothing to say on that. I just. But that's so much clearer. Look at that. See, I wasn't wrong. I was absolutely right. I was looking at it, I'm like, why am I like, I apologize.
Slightly blurry.
Yeah, it was so blurry.
Like a
I was
thumbprint.
like, why am I so blurry? Did I like drop my fucking camera in pudding or something? Jesus. Anyway, it looks much better now. So thank you for looking at my fillings, I guess. But yeah, game stuff. We're doing things. Unfortunately, we do not have a Rykon and a cast today, but we wish them all the best. And there's that. Hope that they're doing well, and we can't wait to see them next time. But for today, we have our beloved Patreons playing an amazing group of characters, and to tell you about them, I'm going to turn it over to them so that they can invest you in these incredible characters, because that's their thing. That's what they do. They're selling their own shtick. They're being like, hey, check out my guy, like my guy, donate to keep my guy alive, because if you don't, Dag will kill me. So there you go. So starting us off, we have none other than the wonderful and amazing Malakisa playing the role of Holly.
Hello, Zeppelin says hi to everybody too. I play Holly, who is a fairy noble, and decided to run away instead of getting married like she was supposed to, and live an adventure like in the book she read. And then it turns out none of the books she read prepared for the adventure that she was going to go on. She wound up selling her soul to Asmodeus in order to save some orphans from the plague. And now she's had an opportunity to regain her soul and go back to being the fun-loving rogue that she was at the beginning. So we're all very excited to see what happens with Holly. And also, she's still super, super upset with her ex-fiance, Jack, who slaughtered her entire family. So yeah, that's still a thing.
And I'm Marcus. I'm playing Unok, the Orc Dragon Slayer Barbarian. Met the party in Belkson, specifically in Scarwall. Helped them get a magic sword thing that's supposed to help them with Kazabron. Decided to travel with them in hopes of fighting a very powerful dragon and is in the middle of going through a bit of an existential crisis, or as Dag put it the last time, a crisis of faith, since he's not entirely sure anymore what he is doing here. But after having a talk with Ollivander, Unoc has kind of decided that he wants to actually use his strength for good and helping.
Is that it? Yeah. Okay. Hi, I'm Laura Bones. I play Agnes. Agnes is a psychic and a mom. Psychic mom. Dun, dun, dun. Um, yeah, and she moved to Corvosa when she was very young and raised her daughter here. And yeah, everything's gone to hell in a handbasket with her city, and she's not very happy about it. And so she's out here trying to do something about it and getting in way over her head because really she's just person. She's not some grand hero now. She's just a mom out there trying to do her best and getting eaten by worms and whatnot. It's been a trip. Yeah, that's me.
Oh, and I'm Steve, playing Ray, who's a Tanuki champion. As you can tell by the clever little picture there, it's a raccoon person, and basically he is in favor of follows Milani, who is about basically freedom and stuff like that. So fits right into the rebel cause here in Corvosa.
Brilliant. And that is our group for the day. Now, before we kick off, we have one last person to thank, and that is, of course, our amazing and wonderful audience members. Thank you guys for being here and, for being a part of all the cool stuff that, we happen to be doing. It means a lot to see you guys time and time again helping support the channel and my insane hobby/career. Now, before we kick off, I do want to give a special shout out to a few different individuals. First of all, I want to give a massive shout out to our dear friends Lucas and Callie, both of which are amazing members of the community who are currently helping us with our Discord. So if you are joining our group and you are coming and hanging out, please go and check out the all the cool stuff that's happening in the Discord in the coming days, because we've got lots of fun stuff happening there. And then we also have a big thank you to our dear friend Schooly Eye, who has constantly been serving as the channel's moderator, and it has been a great help to be able to manage a lot of the technical stuff behind the scenes with their help as well. So thank you to these individuals, and I want the audience members to know that I appreciate them. Now, before we kick off, we have, of course, some rewards for you guys to claim should you decide to do so and play a little bit of the game with us here behind the DM screen. First of all, just by watching the show, you earn channel points that can be used at any point in time in order to influence the session. Inspiration, wandering monsters, wandering bosses, divine interventions, divine healing, and much, much more. All of these cool things help my players along their journey and keep them safe. Subscribers, you earn channel points a little bit quicker than others, so if you want to consider subscribing, then hey, there you go. But of course, for those of you who wish to help us with the DAG survival check for the month, there are a number of ways that you can do so as well. Now, keeping in mind, we are running a promotion. So at the end of the DAG survival check, we are going to be starting our fundraiser for the multiverse swap month. So basically in October, we're raising money to hopefully find a way to swap players around on all of my tables, so we'll see different characters and different players playing together during the month of October. So that's coming up as well. But yeah, it takes a lot of legwork and a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So yeah, that's what we're raising money to eventually do. So yeah, we're going to be raising money through this month and through next month. Okay, so rewards. For $5, you will donate to gain either a red mark or a purple mark. Red marks are hero points that can be used to stave off death, petition the DM for stuff that isn't in the rules, or roll with advantage. Purple marks are jinx points that can be used to counteract hero points, make bad guys roll with advantage, or complicate matters ever so slightly. For $10, you will draw. You can draw from one of two decks. The first deck is a deck of heroic actions, which is an emergency hero point plus a unique one-use power for a player of your choice. The second deck is a deck of plot twists, which come with a series of story prompts that I will then use in order to basically try to improv a way to include said story prompt into the session as I'm playing. It's a good way to keep me on my toes and keep me guessing, more or less. For $20, you can give some of the coveted golden natural 20 for a critical success. $50, there are 3 tiers for the $50 reward. We have a boss buff, which greatly increases the encounter of the session that the group is having. The magic item, where you can provide a player of your choosing a magic item either of your design. You can ask me to design part of a set, or you can give them a magic item from their wish list. And the third $50 item is a draw from the infamous fortune-telling Harrow deck, where our heroes will get bonuses based on the card that they get permanently for the game session, and as well as a guaranteed success on a check made involving whatever the fortune tells our group as well. So there's a lot of really good bonuses for that one. And lastly, we have our $100 secret menu item. Now, today, our $100 secret menu item is, of course, going to be a very interesting one indeed, because we are going to be heading into the academy over here. Come here, you. It is called the...
I hope everyone's read up on their lusty Argonian maid.
Yeah, there you go. It's the academy is the mage's school, where they are going to be encountering lust as a thing. Now, for the grand old secret menu item, what we're going to do with lust is a little bit different than what I think people are going to be expecting. A little less sexually charged. However, for the $100 secret menu item, and with the consent of my fellow players, we will add the sexual charge into the lust encounter. There will be no... Okay, follow me on this. My players can consent to the, sort of sexual elements being brought into the encounter. However, under no circumstances will anyone's character be non-consensually sexually assaulted throughout the entire duration of the session. Even if they consent to it being okay, like as players, the characters will never non-consensually engage in stuff. That's just a blanket rule when it comes to stuff like that. But we will challenge our players. We will challenge our characters. We will throw in some ooey gooey, icky, sticky things with NPCs. It'll be a cornucopia of lustful things. But I, damn it, challenged myself to say that I would see what it would be like to run a lust encounter without sex. And if someone wants to donate to flip that switch and see what I wrote first, and I went, ew, that's so filthy. You can't put that on Twitch. If you want to see what made me do that, then that's what the secret menu item is today. Secret menu item is...
if nobody donates, can we run the first one as a special, after show party?
Yeah, we'll do it afterwards. We'll just do it behind the... Yeah, we'll do it in the green room. We'll have, the Dag After Dark whole saga. Okay.
Patreon special.
This is the one time I'm saying, please don't.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Look. And I will tell you this.
This could be fun.
I will tell you this.
I am not...
Get going.
I am personally not comfortable with super sexual stuff with... Like, no offense, I've known you guys for a while, but you guys are still essentially strangers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, keeping in mind, sexual stuff does not necessarily mean partaking in sexual stuff. For example, everything, let me put it this way. It's not like I will turn this into sort of a huge vile orgy of sex. What this is this is an exploration and celebration of sexuality in a place in which that free expression is being permitted by the NPCs. Your plan or your idea here is to thwart this thing from happening. Like I said, nothing non-consensual will happen. And keeping in mind, even that discomfort, mind you, even that dislike of that sexual energy, is still a part of that spectrum of it. You know, people who are asexual, for example, and I know a great many people who are asexual, perfectly a part of that area or that limit of things, which is, you know, again, what I lent into. I kind of explored all of the things, not just, you know, you're straight, like, kind of, aha, fucking, you know, it's like, no, there's a huge, when I say huge, I mean there's a huge array of stuff. Yeah. I won't. You know what? I'll give you a teaser as well, because I feel like it's asking a lot for the secret menu item. But here's a teaser as well. Is we will potentially be exploring if Holly really does hate being eaten or not.
Oh no.
Like I said, I went, what do I do with the lusted devil? And then I went, oh no, bad Michael. Bad Michael.
You went to the darkest decks of the 34th era.
Hey, there's no darkest anything, okay? We don't yuck people's yum. You know, especially when
Unless it's feet.
It was everything. And everything is allowed. Come for me, Bezos. I fucking dare you. Anyway, please don't. This is my income and my livelihood. Anyway, so here we go. You guys ready?
Oh God.
And keep it in mind, this is the 100. This is the secret menu item. Without the secret menu item, it's a completely different encounter. I mean completely different. Okay,
I should have made a rum and coke instead of a coffee just now.
Oh man,
Cough. Oh no, I'm suddenly coming down with something. I think I might need to go.
Oh no, we're gonna totally miss you. Unok is such an irreplaceable member of the group.
I know, right? He's so fucking useful.
Oh no. All right.
Totally could have thrown another meat shield just to replace him.
Yeah, literally, all I need is literally a bag of meat with hit points. All right.
Pretty much.
Without any further ado, we return once more to the lands of Galarians in the city of Corvosa, where a group of rebels, heroes who have risen up against the evil tyrannical queen that is now ruling the city, has gathered together in order to try and destabilize her power and free their city once and for all from her grasp. Now, at present, she is currently in league with 7 devils, each of which seem to embody one of the different 7 sins. Having defeated wrath and gluttony, our heroes have 5 more of these devils in order to defeat. Dante last week learned from Pride, I think he learned it from Pride, that in Old Corvosa, the devil of envy. Oh no, he learned it from Jolincia, the serial killer person who had dug up the corpse of his friend and sacrificed it to the devil of envy. Is now causing havoc in Old Corvosa, wanting to go and deal with that. Our heroes left the Midlands and began to head north towards Old Corvosa. However, on the way, it was learned that the Mages Academy had been taken over by the Devil of Lust. Dante, eager to try and find and locate his friend, has gone with Alazaro to the meeting place that was arranged by Ollivander, our Sable Company Marine captain, in order to gather the boat and bring it to a more convenient location so that the heroes could grab onto the boat and make it to Old Corvosa. In the meantime, Holly, Unok, Agnes, and Ray, the 4 of you have decided to pay a visit to the Academy and try to stop the Lust Devil before their influence spreads too deeply. With almost half of the devils now defeated, the Queen's power is already waning, with much support now shifting to the rebels themselves. After a short parting of words, Dante and Alizaro separate from you, heading to the northwest, whereas you follow the main street around to the academy to the northeast. As you are traveling, you can discuss what you have as far as expectations go, but you can see already just from the outskirts that this academy is just absolutely stunning. A prestigious and pristine building that reeks of its ancient history. Every single brick, every single piece of mortar could tell a tale of grand and powerful wizards learning the very foundations of magic here within the walls of the academy. And it is here the doors apparently have been shut, with no one allowing egress until you have tried to break in. So, heroes, we now turn to you.
Did you see the donations that came in?
Yes, I did. We have a $20 donation from OG Lava Kitten. Was there another one?
There was, I believe there was a redemption of an NPC as well.
Oh, was there? Hold on, let me see that one. Yada
There
yada.
was.
Yep, OG spent 50,000 channel points for an NPC, and she said specifically that it has to be a friend.
A friend NPC. Well, the good thing about you donating the NPC is, OG, if you have an idea for what you would like to throw them as a friend, you may message me and I will incorporate them. In the meantime, however, let's get those 2 Jinx points in. Thank you so much for those. Always nice to have some weapons against my players. And the third plot twist in our list. So let's have a look here. Here we go. 1 is From the Shadows. 2 is The Tipping Point. And 3 is Epiphany. That's an interesting one. Epiphany is our plot twist for today. Okay, let's see what we can do with an epiphany. Okay. All right. Okay, team. It is your go. It is your scene. I'm just going to very surreptitiously set up some mood music here.
You'll also have to bring up my character sheet because I can't get in, so you'll have to do. I know I've spelled 1 8th level spell slot and a 7th level spell slot, and I'm pretty sure I spent the 3rd one on some heals, but I think that's all I did really.
All right, not a problem. I will.
I jaunted over there. I dropped my spell, and then did some heals.
Okay, cool.
The
Let
spell
me
didn't
put it.
work.
Let me activate your spells real quick. So, what spells did you activate?
I know I cast the 8th level, didn't I? Which was the anti-magic field. That one's gone.
Yep.
I've only got 1 spell slot for that. I cast Ethereal Jaunt, which is a 7th level.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure I cast a 3rd level heal, like Soothe, on someone.
Done. Okay, cool. Yep.
Yeah, okay, cool. Thanks.
All right. All right, guys. The scene is yours.
So as we're walking, I think Agnes will walk next to Holly. And I think she's lost a little bit of a tactful edge these days. Agnes, she's a little bit frayed around the edges. But you know, she's still, it's Holly. So it's like, Holly. That's what now? Two devils down, and still another. How many is it to go?
That would be 5.
Right. Okay, so at 2 down, have you maybe started to learn that actions have consequences?
Yeah, I learned that a bit ago, actually. Yeah.
Right. That's all I'll say then. She just ruffles her hair.
Good, I promise.
So, do I have any idea how we're going to deal with this one? I mean, the others have been pretty bad, but this one, well, it's the people as well, isn't it? Because they're going to be like, you know, very enthusiastic about whatever it is they're into.
Well, I mean, obviously we don't want innocent people to get hurt, especially if they're being manipulated by lust.
True.
So we could sneak in maybe and try to see what's going on and get a better picture.
See if maybe we could draw lust away from everybody. Well, I mean, there might not be anybody in there where they are, but, you know, if they're around people, we maybe try and draw them away or scare everybody out or something, you know. But yes, I agree with maybe just trying to, you know, blend in a little and see if we can just scope the place out a bit. Although I think by now our faces may be slightly recognizable. And to be honest, I think these devils will probably recognize Holly no matter what, to be fair.
We can try some makeup and disguises.
I
Makeup
think
and
it's more
disguises,
of
maybe?
like a devilish bond. I feel that maybe they just recognize you regardless of what you look like. But I mean, I could be wrong. We could try the makeup thing.
I also, not to point out the obvious, but you are kind of like the only fairy in town. There's also not a whole lot of Tanuki or orcs in massive armor. And after the dealing with that cat, I am not taking this armor off again.
Well,
Yes, Agnes
Um,
says you do all rather stand out a bit.
we could rest up a little bit, maybe, and
I'm not sure we have time for that, but I mean,
I could go invisible and go in so nobody would see me, but the demon might
Sure.
see me.
I mean, I laid down my most powerful spell with that last one, and still that whole electric thing that he was letting off just poof, straight through as if it meant nothing. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
it did do something for the rest of his abilities, but I mean, if they're all capable of, you know, dishing out that level of magic, well, I can't do that again. Let's put it that way.
I think a rest might be a good idea. And then I could just sneak around outside the building at night while invisible and see if I can learn anything without going in.
While the rest is smart, we are on a time crunch, Holly. Unless, in case you forgot about your little deal with the assassin god.
Also that.
Yes, that is true.
Like, we need rest, but I would rather not see any of us get our souls ripped out of us. And because I've seen you do it a couple times to some of the people, and I don't think you want to be on that end.
I too would not like to get my soul ripped out. Yes. I heartily approve of that not happening. Do you guys remember how much time we have?
He gave us 24 hours from that moment, and we took an overnight rest after that. So
Dag, if
you
you're
muted, Michael.
talking,
Silas,
you're
was
up.
it?
You're still not. There we go.
There he is.
Yep. Now we can hear you.
According to my calculations, you should have roughly 16 hours left.
And we need 8
Okay.
of those for a long rest to get Agnes's spells back.
Correct.
I mean, I still have plenty of other spells. Like, the likelihood of needing to drop another anti-magic spell is, well, I don't know, but, like, from a
Well,
spell
the other-
perspective, like, on average, like, I'm not that exhausted in resources from a point of spell slot, like, at all, to be honest.
So can I assume we're walking and talking?
Yep.
Yeah,
Like we're moving
that's what I
towards
was
it?
thinking. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because the other thing too is don't forget the initial reports said they'd actually barricaded the walls to the school or barricaded the entries, so it may not be that simple to get in. So we're going to have to
Yeah,
take a good look.
probably have to do a little scope around the outside and see if we can find
Yeah.
any other entrances.
I can. Do you want me to go invisible and fly over and see what's going on?
Well, do you think you'd be able to open a door from the inside if you did that?
Sure.
Isn't this a wizard school?
Well, it's the university.
Well,
There's everything there.
That's why I'm gonna
Well-
stay out. I'm not gonna try to go in yet. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
outside and come back and report back to what I see.
I would definitely think that they're gonna have some magical bullshit that lets them detect intruders. I would be shocked if they didn't.
So, I mean, yes, I mean, the place has
Well-
been taken over by a devil, but I mean, we could just try walking around the outside and just seeing what's
Yeah.
what first, and we could devise a plan as we're, doing a quick once around.
Let's
How,
do that.
I'm assuming this building's
Yeah.
not like massive and it's going to take like an hour to walk around it or anything.
No, the
I mean,
building
I could-
is not that massive.
It looks to be like a couple blocks.
Yeah, so just like it's completely walled, and then just checking, are the gates just shut and locked? Are they actually barricaded? Like, is there piles of wood up in front of them?
It looks like there's
like-
piles of wood, kind of like stacked up behind the entranceways and stuff.
Are the walls like so? Can I fly up and not go over the wall and see over it?
You can see a courtyard and a castle, or an old manor that has been repurposed into a school.
Are there any people in the courtyard?
Nope.
No animals? No living things anywhere?
Would you like me to put some in?
No.
Then the answer remains no.
I'll come back down. So there's no courtyard. It's empty.
Okay. Well,
Alright, so we
Can we
either
get
go
in?
up or we try to dismantle a door. Sorry, I forgot my push to talk. We either go up or we try and dismantle a door.
I could go over the wall and then maybe try to pull some of the stuff out. That way, if I get caught, I can fly fast and run away. Unless
do you
someone
think you
has a
can
better.
shift it? Yeah. Do you think you'll be
Okay.
strong enough to shift it?
I think I could move them piece at a time as long as it's not one big giant thing. I should be okay.
Okay.
Okay, Holly's gonna fly over the wall and look at the stuff bordered up on the other side of the gate and start moving things.
All right. As you fly over to the other side of the gate, you can see that there is a large pile of debris and wood. Mostly it looks as though someone has taken out the various library books that are housed within the academy and basically just piled them onto here. As some of the books appear to be burnt and destroyed. The bookshelves themselves just stacked haphazardly. Tables, inkwells, just basically just tons of furniture have been like basically thrown into this.
Wait, did you say that burnt books? Right, everyone in here is dying. It's the only thing for it. Sorry.
Yeah, fair. There's no saving. There's no saving these people.
No.
Holly does not like burn books. Holly loves books. She's gonna start shifting, or she's gonna check for traps. See if there's any traps or anything on it from this side.
And if there are any traps in the pile of rubble,
Yes.
like
if I shift it, is it gonna explode or?
Like, is the pile
Just
a mimic?
look.
I'm a rogue, man. I can
It's a
check the
junk
traps
pile
again.
mimic.
I'm so excited.
Well, now I'm gonna roll.
Oh no, not mimics in the lustful wizard college.
62. No, it's not trapped. They didn't think to
Okay.
trap the big pile of burnt books, no.
Okay.
They thought people wouldn't want it.
Stop looking at me like I'm crazy. Like that was perfectly legitimate thing to ask.
Look, I'm not judging. I'm just here. I just work here. Okay, it's fine.
I see the look on
You're
face.
judging.
A little.
Holly's gonna start shifting stuff off the pile slowly and quiet. Not slowly, but like as quickly and quietly as possible. More quiet than quick.
So slow, quick, and quietly. But
She's gonna go as fast as she can, but she's also gonna do her best not to make any noise.
okay, make a stealth check.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Agnes is going to take her greater rope of climbing from her bag, which moves at like 10 foot around. So it might take a long time, but possibly not as long as it might take Holly to move this pile. So she's going to command her rope to start
Wow, that
inching up
dice
the
looks
wall
huge.
to get to the top. And then, yeah, so we'll just see.
Yeah, in 10 minutes you do manage to get the rope up with no problem. Okay, what do we get for our stealth check?
42?
42. Okay, cool.
40? That seems good,
You
right?
begin the arduous task of clearing the books and the shelves and the like enough so that the door will open. What do those of you on the outside do watching Agnes?
But how tall is the wall? How
35
high is the
feet.
wall? Okay, so it goes 10 feet around, so within 3.5 rounds, so it's up to 18 seconds, whatever, 20 seconds. The rope climbs the wall, and then I can use an action for it to make it tie itself off while it's up there. If there's something to tie it off against, or is it just like a smooth wall? Is there like
No, there's a rampart, so you
outcropping?
can tie it to the
Yeah.
top of the rampart.
Yeah, so she'll tug on its end and issue the command for it to tie itself securely around the rampart, and then she'll just look at the others and, nod at the rope.
Yep.
All right.
So, while that's going on, Ray's going to look on at Unok, say, "Can you watch for a few minutes? I just want to focus down." And he's going to take the 10 minutes to refocus and kick his points back.
What points? Oh, just your focus
focus.
points. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna say that you don't need to do it here. I can say that you happily could have done that on the way as well. That would.
Oh, okay.
Fine. Yeah, not a problem.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Holly,
So-
you do continue to move stuff, and like you've moved a few things, but by that time, I mean, does anyone not climb up the rope?
No, I think we climb up the
No.
rope.
Okay, cool. Yeah, by the time you've removed a few shelves and stuff like that, they're already on the top and kind of there.
Holly, we're up here.
Oh,
And then
well,
Agnes will just say to the others, "Should I leave it here in case we need a quick escape, or should I bring it?"
That'd probably be
we might
smart.
need it again.
I would leave it. Leaving it sounds smart.
It's just if we don't come back out this way again, then I've lost it. It's not like it can come back to me or anything.
I think you can hang on to it. We'll manage. Because we can. 'cause
I've
if we're
got a
coming down the
bad
top, we
feeling
can
about
tie
that.
If we're coming from the top, we can tie a regular rope and throw it. Doesn't take as long. That's a great way to get up a wall. But so we're looking around to see what we can see, I guess.
You see the academy not too far in front of you now. Again, there's still no people or anything of the like here.
Okay.
Is there any kind of like sounds of perhaps maybe like revelry or anything? Coming drifting from the building or anything? Like any sounds at all, or?
Not really, no. Which is odd, given your expectations.
yeah, at least like as you say, because people can have a lust for lots of things, like a lust for life, a lust for party, whatever. She was expecting maybe, yeah, at least some form of people enjoying themselves in some fashion. uh, hmm. You want some music and dancing? Well, I mean, let's just take this as just good fortune, and let's get a bit closer.
Okay, let's just go very quietly.
All right. Quietly, you begin to approach the front door. There are no guards. There is no one here. As you approach, you lean in to open the door, and with a slow creak, it does indeed swing wide open. Inside, you find a rather, again, beautiful and lavish place, though stripped reasonably bare of the furnishings that we used to make the barricade in the first place. There are, however, these very strange additions. Instead of portraits, there appear to be mirrors everywhere. Every single one that once displayed very proudly a member of the alumni or the academic staff has been taken down and replaced by these mirrors. But in each of these mirrors, however, there appears to be a rather flattering, if not scandalous, version of those who are reflected within. Instead of reflecting a perfect image mirroring the person on the outside, it almost takes an artist's interpretation of the person that it is reflecting and places them in provocative situations. Now, these are tasteful. So, for example, Agnes, do I have your consent to describe the image as you walk past one of the mirrors?
Yes, you know me.
I know.
All the consent.
Well, that's why I'm starting with you. So what you see is basically Agnes, basically on one of these big lounges in an artist's studio. She has only but a thin bit of silk draped over them as they are posing for an artist. You can see that their hair is untussled. You can see that they are wearing this like very very striking pink and purple lipstick, and have just the most sultry gaze out at the viewer perspective, so looking out upon the room from this portrait.
Agnes stares at the mirror for a little while, and then, under her breath, if anyone's close by, they'll just hear her go, "I need to get me one of these mirrors."
It honestly, it is one of the best. Like, the thing is, it captures everything: birthmarks, scars, wrinkles, everything. But it makes everything just look so beautiful and so sensual, all in a single motion. So yeah, that's what you see as you have a look.
Are there any small mirrors?
Because you only reflect in small mirrors?
No, because I want to see if I can steal one.
Ah,
I still want that to be headcanon of fairies now, though. They only reflect in small mirrors.
sure, let's have a look.
Agnes wants a mirror.
Are there any small
Our
mirrors?
rogue is
you know
rogue
what?
is roguing.
You know what? There is a small, sort of like a picture frame portrait kind of sized mirror. Holly, as you go to grab that one, do I have your consent to describe the portrait?
Absolutely.
This one is a little bit more risque, as it shows and depicts Holly being trussed up over a fire, while tied up with various leather whips, with a blindfold over her while she dangles. The whips covering all of the various unmentionable bits, but there is definitely this flushed look about her that does not come from the heat of the fire that she is dangling over. By the way, I would like to give thanks to Cookie Mon Steve for unlocking the secret menu item.
Well, I had to do it.
Of course he did.
This is the preamble, by the way. This is the foreshadowing. We're not even there yet, but
Right. Holly's gonna check for traps or see if anything is gonna be problematic if she lifts the mirror off of the wall.
Very well. It's not on the wall. It's on like a desk.
So she's just gonna look around and make sure there's nothing attaching it or might
Sure. All right, Holly, make a will save for me, please.
for looking.
No, for stealing, Holly.
Oh, I didn't steal it yet. I'm looking for traps first.
Yeah, there's no traps.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna steal it.
Cool. Now make a will save. Okay, what level are you guys? You guys level 15?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
Does
30.
everyone remember 5 minutes ago when Holly said she'd learned the consequences of her
You said you
actions?
wanted the mirror, and I checked it for traps. It seemed fine.
All right, 34 is the DC, so unfortunately you do not manage to make that DC.
Can I use a hero point to make the DC?
Well, you can't use it to make the DC. You can use it to re-roll, however.
I will re-roll.
Very well. Go for the re-roll. Hey! Natural 20. Very nice. There is no ill effect from you pilfering the portrait. All right.
Agnes,
mhm.
you can have one now.
Agnes looks in it. Does she see has that same image of herself again, or does she just see now Holly's?
No. You
Like,
would
is
see.
it-
Well, okay. So it depends on what's reflected. So if it reflects you again, it's not the same image. This time it's actually you on a bedspread. Basically with your hands covering your chest, looking up as if you were very, very shyly beneath someone very, very large. You see two large hands on either side of your head, from the perspective. Both arms are very hairy and has a tattoo of what looks to be an eel wrapped around an anchor.
It's Dan.
Thank you, Holly. Agnes took some mirror away.
Very well. I'm good. I'm glad to see that you guys are going to do so well fighting against lust in this episode.
We're girls. Absolutely, we want these mirrors. We love them.
Alright. We're gonna outlust
So-
lust.
Ray?
So Ray's gonna walk. He's looking around the room trying to see what it is, but he's walking past a mirror, obviously, to see what's. So he'll see whatever he sees.
Very well. As Ray walks past one of the nearby mirrors, what Ray actually sees is basically themselves in a very traditional, ritualistic sort of way. A large bathhouse with various hot springs in which Ray is there, with a number of individuals who are walking around, basically, sort of striking their backs with olive branches and the like, giving oil massages to a variety of different nude clientele, and you talking to what appears to be a very attractive tanuki. I don't want to go too deep into it, but let's just say that Ray, as part of being a tanuki, a certain part of your anatomy is engorged in a way that for tanuki is a very appealing thing. Extra points if
Well, the last time.
extra points if you know the actual lore behind tanuki.
As someone who loves Japanese mythology, yes, I do.
There you go.
And now I can't get that picture out of my head. Thank you, Dag.
You're welcome. It's floating as well, and there's several sake cups like floating on it,
Oh, yeah.
like a little table. Anyway,
So
as far as your layout,
Ray-
should I say, as well, Ray, as you're walking through this corridor, there is a large set of double doors that leads into what would have normally been like the grand receiving chamber or the viewing chamber of the academy. This is where the principal would speak to the students en masse just up ahead. There are pathways to the left and right to go to classrooms and things like that, but Again, like I said, eerily quiet in here.
The last time I saw somebody that attractive didn't end so well.
Ah, different campaign.
No, it was this campaign.
Oh, was it?
She was assassinated.
Yeah, the red man.
Oh, that's
got her.
right. I remember.
Oh yeah. I had to remember about that.
I forgot about
Yep, no, that was so.
Cookie's characters just want to find love.
Yeah, there seems to be a pattern here. I don't care for what I'm seeing, to be honest.
It changes.
It's an okay.
As you look at it and you don't kind of care for it, the image changes to one of you alone in a lighthouse overlooking the sea. Behind you, an old hand of a human woman is placed upon your shoulder. In her other hand, a sort of a mug of hot tea.
I don't like what I'm seeing. This seems to be trying to seek for something that I will like. I don't know why
it changes
thinks
again.
I want to be on it.
Yeah, and it'll keep cycling through a variety of different images. Now, is nothing appealing to Ray in general, or is it like?
He's
Or is Ray
disturbed by it.
Is disturbed by it?
Well, Ray is looking at it, thinking this isn't real, but it's trying to find something that will connect.
Oh, okay.
Is the
but
way
does
he's
it?
interpreting it.
Okay, so
It's
I
not
think
that he
that's
doesn't
I think
find it
that's I think
necessarily
that's very
attractive.
logical. I think
Yeah.
that's a very logical thing. Like, for example, if I showed you a picture of a piece of art, say the Mona Lisa, right? And you feel nothing, and you're like, that's just a disturbing woman, right? For example, to know that the image is magical versus actually seeing the image for what it is are two separate things. So do you find the magic disturbing but the image is not? Or are you finding the
it's
images?
the magic.
Okay, so in which case,
it's the magic that's disturbing. Yeah.
Okay, then it won't change. In which case, like, the thing is once it finds something that does imagery wise appeal to you, it just stays that way. Because every image is like a depiction of lust that could be is the theme here.
Right.
Yeah, and if you find something appealing, it reflects it. You know, if you find something unappealing, other things happen, and we'll talk about that later. But Unok.
Yes.
Now, without going into details, because again we have spoken behind the scenes,
I'll be okay with it for this. This is I'm actually intrigued.
Sure. As you make your way past, you can see a scene of yourself in a wheat-covered field, in the shadow of the bones of a dragon. You are completely naked, facing away from the mirrored perspective. Your back is completely clear of wounds or marks or scarring. A life long lived, facing danger instead of retreating from it. Obviously, your butt in main profile. And next to you is a woman whose form you do recognize as your wife, whose arm is wrapped around you as you both gaze at the skeletal remains of the dragon, and the shadow of what looks to be several smaller orcish figures that seem to be playing among the ruins.
Unok's gonna be a bit confused, but he's gonna stare into it a little harder. Um,
All of a
and
sudden,
then
you suddenly notice that there is this, like, a new person appears in your image. Somebody you don't recognize. It's another orc. This orc is next to you, not touching you or anything like that, but appears to be wearing leather attire with the butt cheeks kind of removed.
what the fuck?
From behind you, you hear a, "Wow, that's kind of creepy, isn't it?"
Unok's, as soon as that happens, he's gonna just like immediately snap around like with a right hook, just pure instinct, fight or flight. And he chose flight or fight.
Make a will save. I mean, yes, you
Uh,
can, in short, but but we'll see. We'll see we'll see if there's the flight or fight. What that looks like.
38.
38. Okay. With a 38, you go for a swing and realize that you are swinging at a child.
That child has a very deep voice.
Yes, and that is because it is. If this will allow me to do the thing. Because this, my dear friend, is an orcish child. Well, more young adult, should we say.
Yeah. Unok has enough self-restraint that the moment he sees the young adult, his fists will probably stop like mere inches.
Yep. Okay. This dude flinches, very quickly. Sorry, 1 second. Let me just get them in place here. There we go. Okay, they flinch. I should probably change the music too. This is not the right music for this. Aha, perfect. Okay. One moment. Yeah, hopefully that'll start up in a second. Anyway, he flinches as your fist comes towards him, and he says, "Oh, that was terrifying and exhilarating at the same time. Oh, you're as strong as the stories say."
Unok's gonna bring his fist away and kind of like do that like readjusting the shoulder thing, just kind of like he's, how do I explain it?
Like you're kind
Yeah.
of like 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 you're untensing your
Yeah.
arm.
Yeah, and he goes, "What do you mean stories?"
Stories, the stories of Unok, the Dragonbane, the feller of the basilisks, conqueror of the conqueror of the colossal citadel.
Me forgetting that I am actually have legendary professional, so this is lore accurate for being legendary with dragon stuff. Oh, I didn't know that those spread so fast.
Oh, I've known about your journey for some time. I heard that you'd come to Corvosa, and well, I'm sorry, I just little just if I can, he pulls out a paper bag and just.
Unak
Do the
will
rest of
kind of.
us see and hear this person as well, or is Unak okay?
You guys
The
absolutely
rest of
do
us-
so.
Okay.
This person also seemed to have manifested out of nowhere, which is a little odd.
Unak not even knowing his ego is just sky high right now that somebody is praising him for his
He goes.
dragon slaying prowess.
He says, "Did you really use your spear to tear through the wings of a great yellow dragon, causing it to crash to the ground, where you then took a knife and cut its throat?"
Marcus is trying to remember if that ever happened.
I mean, yes, you did knock a dragon out of the air with a harpoon. You didn't kill it with just a slice to its throat, but more or less.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
Although that story's a little wrong. It wasn't yellow. It was
huh?
black.
Oh, wow. That's. Oh, I mean, I know it may be a bit presumptuous. My name is Garth. I'm a dragon hunter in training, sir. And I've looked up to you for I don't even know how long.
In training.
Mm-hmm.
How long?
Only 6 months. But I've yet to find a dragon yet. But I have this. As he looks around, he pulls out what looks to be a shamanistic tool. You remember this from back when you were a dragon hunter in training. It's a charm that's supposed to like draw and lean towards a dragon if you were to just simply hold it. Usually it finds anything with even a remote amount of dragon blood, but this seems to be pointing like straight down, like not here down. You know what I mean? Just like the city.
Like in the local area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I followed it, and I thought maybe the mages had some pseudo dragons or something, and so I came in, but there were no mages, and I kind of got lost, and I didn't expect to see you of all people here of all places with me, also of all people.
Unak's gonna just uh look him up and down a little bit and
His armor
he's
his armor is ill fitted. It is too big for him. It definitely looks like it's something he has very very much not grown into. His spear is quite adorned, and you realize what it is. It is a spear that has the same adornments as your spear, but it looks as though a child affixed them to a regular spear as opposed to having one made.
I love that.
Hmm.
Unak will cross his arms and he's like, "You are a bit scrawny. You realize that, right?"
Yes, sir. Um, I've been told that for a long time, and I was told that I should give up my dreams of dragon hunting, but I just it beats in my very heart and soul, and I feel too the breath of the dragon calling me to slake it once and for all, and you know, Unok. At this point, your insight bonus, as given to you by Malakara, will trigger. This young man has stolen a suit of armor, stolen a shamanistic tool, and is likely on his own quest to slay a dragon. Because what he does not realize is likely the charm that he is using is leading him to Kazavron.
Unak definitely sees a lot of himself in this young man. He was exactly the same way when he was younger. He was scrawny and he was very dead set on proving himself. So he's not even going to be upset about stealing the armor or the spear or anything like that. Um, he is going to let out a long drawn out sigh. Listen, what we're doing here is not something an amateur can do. Okay?
Mhm.
Do now this isn't me telling you not to go follow your dreams.
You want me to follow my dreams?
Just not in Corvosa, not right now. There is something that even I fear I'm not going to be able to tackle alone.
Everyone hears this, by the way.
Yeah. Ray goes, "You're not alone."
I am aware of that.
And hey, you're picking on a small guy, and you know how I feel about that.
And you
As he
just
throws
heard me
himself
tell
up to
him
his full height.
Ray's full height probably doesn't even reach this orc's rib.
No, he doesn't.
No. What I'm saying is that the dragon here is not something that we will be able to take on by ourselves. We have to do a whole bunch of other stuff.
Well,
What I would
if you can't take it on yourself, then maybe perhaps I could join you. You know, more numbers. You know.
more numbers for as in it. Okay, more numbers
Yeah.
is good, but if they are inexperienced, that just means more bodies.
I'm a lot tougher than you think, and I promise I will get in the way, even if hunting the dragon's too dangerous. I could carry your stuff. I could I could get it to safety. If your spear breaks, I can fix it. I can mend it another. I'm good at mending things. Please don't send me away. This is my first hunt. I can't go back a loser.
Oh, Udak just like clenches his fist because he feels so bad for the kid because this is exactly how he was when he was younger. When, uh, look, no, I'm putting my foot down. I'm not trying to dissuade you. In fact, I'm trying to tell you to go find prey more suitable. Believe me, this is not. Do you know what we fought when we got here?
Um.
Unak is going to tell him about the triple resurrecting dragon alone that damn near wiped all of them out.
You watch as his eyes light up at this story.
Unak and said, "Ah, shit."
He's like, "Whoa! You killed a dragon 3 times. You slayed its mortal body, rendered its bones asunder, then cleaved its soul apart. You're like the coolest dragon hunter."
At this point, Agnes has got a massive grin on her face watching Unak make total
Unak
parent
is struggling
error
so
101,
bad right now.
Like
By
parent
the way-
error 101. Agnes is just like grinning. She's just like, "Oh, that was the wrong thing to say."
By the way, thank you to OG Lava Kitten for the redeemed NPC, by the way.
OG, thank you. um, guys, a little help here. I see too much of myself in him. And then right after Unak says that, he thinks, "Ah, fuck, I should have said that."
Wait, you said
Ray's wandered
You
over
said you
beside Agnes,
were,
and he's kind of sitting.
no, Agnes will wander over and she goes, "Right, you said you were a
Popcorn?
dragon slayer in training, correct?"
Yeah, I am.
Okay, well, when you're training, you don't just go straight to the end, do you? You have to go through stages in between. That's
Yeah,
what training does. It helps you become stronger and harder and bigger. Okay,
yeah.
well, Casavron is like the end. There's nothing. You've skipped all the bit in the middle and gone straight to the end.
Gone straight for your exam.
So, okay, Michael.
Yeah.
Right. So really what Unak, I think, is trying to say is you really need to go through all the steps to actually become a great hunter. So you need to find things that you can take on your own and defeat them. Well, it doesn't have to be on your own. You can do it with friends if you want, but take on the small things and then move up and up and up and up until maybe one day you then take on the big thing.
Make a diplomacy check. Unok, yes.
So Marcus knows a thing about Corvosa. But at this point, with how long we've been in, I would like to know if Unok knows about it, about the wizards and their pseudo-dragon familiars that they like to release with the imps fighting each other eternally.
You would know very. I'd say you would have seen a couple of them during your time here. We don't talk about them because they are everywhere.
Right.
But yes, you'd be familiar.
Okay. I'll wait till after Agnes's diplomacy.
The diplomacy check succeeds. He stops and ponders and he says, you might be right. But what should I do first?
How about I give you a couple tests?
Oh my god, really? Oh, that'd be swell.
All right. Oh, I really hope that what I'm about to do doesn't make me fuck up in some sort of way.
He's like, okay, now clench your teeth, and he punches him. The kid dies instantly.
No,
Okay,
no.
get back up.
All right. Unok goes, you've seen the small dragons around the area, right? The little ones flying around fighting the little imp things.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
They were
I know
hard to
for a
catch, so that's why I came here in the first place.
Good. Find a book that will let you study them.
Uh-huh.
I could give you all the information, but what's the fun in that?
Find a book. Okay.
All right. Read up on these little dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Find the biggest one. I'm talking, find one that is the size of a dog. I guarantee you in this city there's one.
Uh-huh.
That will be your first test.
Okay, yeah.
And if you happen to spot anybody who's in trouble, help them. Being a dragon slayer isn't all about just killing the dragons. We have to help people who are threatened by them.
Oh. Help people to kill dragons. I got it. Okay.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Just you watch. I'll find the biggest pseudo dragon after I've read some books. Yeah.
About them.
Read books about pseudo dragons. Hunt down pseudo dragon. Okay, I got it. Geez.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Deep breath before you go. Unok is going, he is probably going to regret this later, but he is going to take off his dragon scale amulet and put it on the young man.
Wow. I could, is,
This and Unok's, and like on the back of the amulet is Unok's like clan symbol. This is how people will know that you are my trainee.
his eyes just light up. He immediately kind of straightens up as best he can in his janky armor as he now like sort of beams with like pride, almost showing off that that pendant on his chest.
Well, what are you standing around for? Go find that book on pseudo dragons.
Yes, sir. Right away. And off he runs. Who knows where he's running, but he's off. He is. little guy.
Marcus, if I've heard correctly, you said you had a wife and a child, correct? A son?
Yes.
Did you? Yeah. Okay.
A daughter.
Okay. Agnes is gonna put a hand on your shoulder as the kid runs off, and she's she's gonna reach up and put a hand on a spiky bit, and find a bit that's not so spiky, and then and then just say, I think your daughter's probably very proud of you, Unak.
I hope so. I just hope I don't get that poor kid killed.
I've got to learn sometimes. I learned that hard lesson a long time. Well, just recently, to be honest. And you have to let them make their own decisions. And, be there to catch them if they fall a bit. But,
Well,
I'm sure he'll
like
be fine.
Yeah, well, he reminds me a little too much of me when I was that young. My first fight got me laid out for a week.
And look at you now, right? So if he's like you, hopefully he'll
When I
last
was
this long.
a young orc. All right. As you round out this conversation, Holly and Ray, you've been exploring most of the area here, and you haven't found too much beyond these very, very alluring mirrors, each of which do tend to depict rather interesting, if not appealing, sexual activities. While there's nothing too pornographic in these images, everything is very much like suggestive in a bunch of different ways and stuff. But when you get to the final door, these large set of double doors, you could hear someone pacing on the other side. It is just a singular set of footsteps in a large and open area, and the door does not seem to be trapped or locked. However, you do wait until Unok's new protege has left before readdressing the others.
Agnes is just going to take a couple of seconds to listen. Are they like clumpy, heavy, armored footsteps?
No,
Are they just like
just people steps. Normal people steps.
Holly's not
So-
going to say anything, but she's going to kind of point at the door and then shrug and then turn back to a mirror and kind of pose.
Holly, a little focus. I think we want to go through there. Unak? Are you with
Right.
us?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, all right. Well, Ray and Unak, you two can go first because you've got all the metal-y stuff. And me and Holly will back you up.
Holly's pull out both of her daggers and kind of head off to the side, like she's ready to jump in, but she wants to do it in a sneaky fashion so she's not caught.
Yeah. So I won't say that Ray's raising his shield and whatnot, but it is on his arm and ready to be raised. So just essentially it's like going through a door, you don't know what's there, so he's going to be ready for something unpleasant.
No, it makes perfect sense. All right.
And he's going to open the door.
All right. You open the door. As you do so, you find yourself in a rather sensually lit room. What looks to be a single man is pacing up and down on what looks to be a large stage that rises up to a inscripted rune that seems to surround a desk of some kind. Let me just get everyone on the map here real quick. Don't worry about Alazaro and Dante
I've
yet.
got that
but-
earworm in my ear now.
You're welcome. Okay, there we go. So, as you enter, you see this individual. Who appears to be pacing back and forth.
Is his hand on fire yet?
No, his hand is not on fire. As you enter, he looks in your direction. He runs his hand through his hair and he says, "Interesting. You've made it past the mirrors of desire. Truly, are there people that selfless within the city? Please, won't you enter? I've never seen a creature quite like you. You aren't an anthropomorphized animal, or some form of... Well, perhaps you are some form of shapeshifter. In any case, all are welcomed here within this place of hallowed learning."
Do we recognize who this person is?
Absolutely not. But they are incredibly handsome.
I mean, the mirrors weren't really all that challenging because I already know I'm beautiful. This just gives me more angles of me being pretty.
Well, you are absolutely right there. Beauty is, of course, the eye of the beholder, and if one is as beautiful to behold as yourself, then I do not find it surprising simple tricks do not work on one such as yourself.
Holly's gonna curtsy, although she's very suspicious this is lust, but...
Oh, please. You don't need to do that here. After all, somebody who looks more as they hold the grace of a queen should never bow.
That's a very specific choice of words.
Well, I find that the most honeyed words tend to avoid more violent outcomes. And I am not a man of violence. I am not a man who tries to, well, win wars or wage battles across bloodied landscapes. Instead, I much prefer to pursue knowledge, pursue power as it truly exists. And what is but a few sweet words to bloodshed and suffering.
I see. So where are all the other people or did nobody else manage to get past the mirrors to do the learning thing? Or are you here on your lonesome?
Well, everyone has what they desire. And once they achieve what they desire, well, there's not really much left for them. You watch as he gestures up to the ceiling, where what you can see are several cocoons that line the ceiling with this pinkish liquid, with what seems to be an array of students and faculty of this building writhing in ecstasy in this drippy ectoplasmic goo, each trapped in their own forms of hallucinations of desire, some of which very lustful, some of which very, very sexual. Others just seem to have these sort of contented looks and the like. You then watch as he gestures upwards, and a tear appears in one of these egg sac-looking things. It drips this incredibly sweet honey and rose oil smelling liquid into a goblet that he seems to have, and just as quickly as the leak sprung, it seals back up. You watch as he sort of smells it like a fine wine, but all you guys get is this almost very perfumed scent. He says, desire. Honestly, there are far worse things than desire.
Holly's gonna kind of sneak up to Ray and whisper in his ear, I don't think he's gonna go away if we ask nicely. We just hit him.
Well, it depends. If he's going to give us what we want, which is the queen gone and dead, maybe we should ask.
So do you
Or we
grant?
can just hit him.
She's gonna ask the guy. So do you grant desires?
An interesting question. Why do you have a desire that you'd like to have granted?
I desire proof that Kazavron has taken over the queen, and then I desire you to go away.
So you're gonna try and make me do a single check that apparently solves every single one of your problems, are you, Mally?
I mean, if I get the option to ask, obviously that's what I'm gonna ask for, and then we'll see what happens.
Do you want to try something a little less, you remember we talked about the making wishes thing, about how if you wish for everything, it almost guarantees I can't do anything with your request?
That's fair. I would desire some proof that Kazavron has taken over the queen that I could give to what's his name, the Red Scorpion god?
Akachek, the Red Mantis.
That I could give to Akachek that he would accept.
He ponders and he says, well, that's a desire that potentially I could solve. But that depends as to what you offer. After all, lust is not about sex. Lust is about that craving, that urge, that swelling that builds up inside you. And whether or not it's fulfilled really depends on your partner. So if you're asking me what you desire, then isn't it only fair you do the same?
So what is it you
Oh,
desire?
no. Not from there. Come. After all, and you watch as he sits down, and as he does so, he kind of like crosses his legs, and as he does, the trench coat that he's wearing sort of kicks up, and you can like see he's wearing fishnets.
Agnes will follow Holly as well. Like she's not gonna let her go alone.
Yeah, well, Ray's sticking with her because they've already talked and he's expecting to hit.
Oh yeah, both of you can make will saves.
Yes, sir.
Okie
Yeah,
dokie.
Unuk's gonna just keep standing near the door.
I do not think I made that.
No, you did not.
Just a second.
I
Oh, no.
Okay, I will not share with you the effect of this just yet. Okay. He then leans onto.
Yeah.
He then leans onto his onto one of his knees, his hand cradling the bottom of his chin, as he then looks at Holly and says, "Now, ask again."
What is it you desire?
I desire Your crown, my queen.
Oh no.
At this point, you watch as his face begins to shift a little, and you notice that he looks somewhat fayish in appearance. This is not Puck, but this is a person that you do know. This is Seraph. Seraph is what most on the mortal realm would consider to be a Cupid. Basically, a love fairy.
I thought.
However, this one, Seraph, was very much, let's say, liberal with his love and his affection that he bestowed on people. You now recognize that all of these people up in the ceiling are likely in a dream state in the Fey realm. The liquid that is poured out is the same aphrodisiac he uses to lure people in. And with your epiphany,
Yes.
you realize that both you and Ray are now victims of that, of his, basically his magic concoction. What this means is that through an exchange, he can potentially suggest something to either of you, and you will lust after it harder than anything you have lusted for in your life. If he, at this point, were to say... If he says Agnes, for example, the both of you would suddenly lust for Agnes incredibly. Not love, lust. But that's currently Holly's epiphany, is realizing that by being in proximity to the liquid, you and Ray have been exposed.
I think I remember you, and I have to be honest, the crown is not yet sorted, and I cannot get it up until I get my revenge on Jack.
Oh, no, you misunderstand me. I understand exactly what has happened, and Jack is not worthy of that seat. Not really. And with the death of your late mother and father, may they rest in peace, who previously handed me my excommunication from the Feywild, well, it would only be fitting for me, a truly noble servant of the crown, to raise their daughter into station. And of course, if I could find a way to restore my own position among the courts, all the better. What I desire, you can grant, if you truly wish for it. What he is offering for you at this point, Holly, you can probably tell, and I'm just going to give this because I don't want to, these are flowery words, and it's hard to, like, flower the words and at the same time be fucking clear. He wants to be your new husband. He wants to help you depose Jack and take him on as your king, and in doing so, restore him to the court as a new person in line for the throne. Do that, and he will give you the evidence you seek of the connection between the Queen and Kazavron.
To be fair, not the worst offer you've had.
It's really not, actually.
Agnes is just like,
he
I
is
swear
fairly
that
handsome.
girl makes another deal with the devil, I'm going to slap her upside the head so hard.
Well, before I say yes or no, I do need some clarifications.
Oh, I'm sure we can iron out some of the details, but there's no need for your friends to, well, be unengaged. You watch as he waves his hand, and you watch as out of the mirrors step out these creatures. each of which will find themselves to one of your party members. The first, the one that appears next to Ray. Ray, you remember that very attractive tanuki that you were having a bath with? They are now physically present, still dripping scented oils, and they also have the olive branch with the sort of like the one that you use. If you've ever been to a Greek bathhouse, this is kind of what they do. It's very decadent. It's very hedonistic, and they approach you with just this lustful desire. Unok, your mirrored creature is a version of your wife. She's not naked. She is, however, very scantily clad. She kind of has her hair tied up in braids, the way that you were on your wedding night, with various animal bones kind of woven into the hair. You can see that her fists and her knuckles still bloodied from beating various suitors who also vied for your hand in marriage. You can remember everything about her, her strength, her power, as she stands before you, looking at you. Not doing anything yet, but she's waiting for you to make the first move, as she is prepared to submit herself to you. And Agnes, you see a very burly fisherman who is only wearing Wellingtons and overalls.
Agnes giggles, right, at first, because just she can't help herself. Just that's just a funny image to her, really. And then she kind of just smiles and she just says, "You know, if the reality of my actual desire wasn't so still fresh in my mind, this might have worked." And she just thinks about the night she's just kind of spent with Dan, just eating cheese and cuddling and things and stuff. So it's that's still fresh in her head, the reality of the real desire.
As you start thinking about that, the image begins to shift and change to what Dan was wearing in that moment. Now, at this point, it's no longer a lustful desire, but a real desire. What happens isn't... what happens is more of an echo, you get to kind of watch it again as he looks at you the same way, he speaks to you the same way, and he has a one-sided conversation with you as if you were at the table across from him. It's sort of replaying a memory for you.
Nice. Creepy, but nice in a weird way.
Okay. Unok, what's your reaction?
Unok sees this, and at first he feels a little bit of happiness, but seeing her as she is, and this is a flavor thing to do with Unok's rage, he starts to get very angry. His fists begin to clench, because he knows that's not her, and the one thing that would piss him off more than trying to kill him is imitating his wife in a way that she would never be, and knowing that it's a fake. Any of the party members who, if they see him, could see the dragon aura kind of starting to form as his breathing gets heavier.
She takes a 5-foot step forward, and as your fists clench, you feel her fingers running down your forearm and wrapping around your fists. This is something no one else knows, but is something that only she ever did when you felt that twinge of rage. You take a moment again, and you realize what you're looking at is no mere image. It is no mere illusion or fabrication. Everything, and I mean everything, is taken from your memories, from your thoughts, your feelings, and she looks at you with just the warmest smile. She knows that you're having a hard time. And she doesn't push herself on you, not physically. But she says this as she reaches up for your helmet, but will stop just shy, noticing your discomfort in a way that you know that she would. And she says, "You have worked so hard. You've come so far. And you still take so much burden on yourself." She uses a pet name that only you know, which I don't know anyone, but if you have one, she will use it. She says, "We are not going anywhere. And we will be here when you return with a glorious tale to tell."
Unok will. So, Marcus here is conflicted because I would think that Unok's real wife would be very upset if he did anything with another woman, even if it was something taking her form. But I would also think that if it's taking from her from his memories of her, she would want him to beat the living shit out of this thing and understand. The memory version.
It's a wonderful ethical dilemma, because the question is whether or not this is a real creature or not, or whether or not this is real sentiments. Because really, if it's only reflecting your sentiments, then if it is a creature, it could be using it against you. But if there's no motivation and it is simply a spell, I mean, sure, you're attacking an illusion, but is it wrong for you to allow that illusion to bring you comfort?
Right. Unok's going to grit his teeth, and he says to, because he knows this is like his memories, right?
I mean, okay, look, like I said, it is so close to her that it either has to be a memory or one of the best freaking doppelgangers in the world.
Okay. Unok will place his hands on her face like he did on their wedding night and go and just staring into her eyes. His rage is still building within him, but he is trying to basically talking himself into doing what he knows he needs to do. He goes, "You are my personal treasure. You know this. Correct?"
She says, "Dragons keep treasure. You got me."
Then you know what I must do.
She nods. She turns her back away.
Oh. I was going to do something.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. Well,
sorry, I was basing this on the conversation.
Oh yeah, no. Because what he's going to do involves this conversation.
Oh, okay.
Then he, as he's still holding her, he takes a deep breath. And everybody can just watch as he takes his head back and just slams it forward.
Yeah,
slams it right into her.
Yeah, that's why she turned her back on you.
Oh, okay.
She's letting you kill her. Like,
Yeah, yeah. He's just going to slam his head into hers as hard as he can.
She shatters into a billion pieces. As soon as that happens, I need you to make me a will save.
Okay. Just for reference sake, is this emotion stuff?
Yes.
Okay. I keep gotta ask because of the draconic arrogance. My whopping +2 bonus.
Nice.
That is I'm gonna hero point that, please.
Sure.
Come on. That's a lot better.
37. Sorry, give me one moment.
Hopefully.
Okay, there it is. Sorry, 2 secs. Okay, that is a DC of 42.
Ah, so close.
Okay. As you shatter it, Unok. Okay. At this point, things start to shift. The shattered bits of broken glass immediately begin to transform into what look to be kind of like these tiny little gooey imps. They appear to be in the visage of men and women, basically just naked, and they begin to fornicate quite profusely in a big pile of goo in front of you. As you look at it, it starts to create feelings within you. Violent acts will take a -2 penalty on any checks that you make. In addition, for some reason, you are compelled to touch the goo. I'm not going to say how you touch the goo, but that is the compulsion. But we'll come back to that in a moment. As Ray, we will see what happens with yourself and this other Tanuki.
Who just appeared
Mm-hmm.
beside him.
Indeed.
So where did you come from?
He looks at you and says, oh, they look at you. Hey, male or female, what would you prefer?
It's a her.
She turns to you and she says, I came from your dreams. I came from a place so far lost behind the eyes that only whispers still speak its name. And I have come for you.
I'm afraid you can't have me.
Not even but for a single night. You watch as she pulls out some olive oil and begins to rub it over her hands. I can show you wonders of the flesh that you would not even be able to find the words in the halls of the Akashic record to describe the ecstasy that I will bring you.
Well, in fairness, the last person who offered me that ended up assassinated. So I would not want to bring that upon you because you probably would be a victim.
I only play the victim when I have a safe word. You do not need to fear for my safety. Only fear And she is going to lean in for an embrace. You can pull away, you can push away.
He's going to move his shield, interpose between.
I mean, you don't
to
need the
stop.
shield. She'll stop. You know, if you just.
No, but it's on his arm. It's right there. It's just his.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just imagining you.
It's just moving.
Bang! Fucking bitch!
It's
Be gone,
it's
thought.
just literally just blocking the paths.
Okay. Yeah. As you do so, she touches the shield and she says, "You should only fear the loneliness that follows from shutting your heart."
My heart will survive if I survive. If you're still here in a week, perhaps we'll talk. But I have a job.
All right. Holly, in this moment, you look around and you see that your friends are very distracted. As this individual is talking to you, which we need to shift the music now real quick. He looks to you and he says, "So, what will it be? Will you take my offer? Be my queen. Let me lift you up from all of these chains that keep you shackled down. I'm sure by now you've discovered the flaws of the mortal kind, and the Feywild is full of so much more beauty than this horrendous place, filled with greedy, soulless creatures, constantly striving for that which they can't have, constantly dissatisfied when given exactly what they wanted."
I see, and yet there are some nobles among us. I am interested in your proposal. However, I have made a vow to save the city first. So if you can wait for me and prove that you are worthy, then I will take you up on the offer. But first, I must have the proof to save my soul. And secondly, you must wait and leave the city alone so we can take care of what we came here to take care of. And then you and I will return to the Feywild as king and queen to destroy Jack.
It seems as though you're asking quite a lot of me, not just to save your soul, but to be patient and to also fight against the war against Jack.
And yet, am I not worth it?
No,
Do you not want to return to the Feywild with me?
I think you misunderstand. You are, as I said, my queen of vision. But it is not you that is the prize I seek. It is to go home. And you conveniently went and sauntered into my domain. This is a opportunity. And I think perhaps a reminder of who it is I am before you decide to sully my worth. You watch as he reaches upwards, and you watch as more of that liquid slime begins to pour down. And as it does so, what you hear and what you see next is a sight of just absolute horror. I don't actually know if I have the picture for it either. I do not. This beast, otherwise known as a Carnocolossus, begins to form. It is the amalgamation of all of the flesh and bodies of the people who are trapped and suspended now flowing into each other, rubbing, sliding, fornicating, thrusting, and undulating into a large, hideous mass. As it does so, here we go. Aha. I don't know if it's the image, but this is how big it is. As this huge entity of writhing bodies begins to circle around, dripping more of that pink goo, he looks to you again and says, I am more than worthy. And if you want my help, then you need to understand one simple truth. I also need to make a decision. Do I desire to play games with who would be the queen of the Fae? Or do I make a deal with the new trickster king instead? Oh, my dear, granting desires is a pleasure, but only when my desires are granted as well. After all, I have no use for a selfish lover.
You could make a deal with Jack, but he will never give you what you want. I will make a deal with you, and I will be your queen, and I will be everything that you need.
As soon as you say that, his eyes flash pink. He reaches forward with a gloved hand. You actually see various runes inscribed on his palm. And he says, is that a deal? And that is where we will end today's session. All right. Amazing. Now, we've only just very narrowly started scratching the surface of the orgy fight. Again, the orgy fight. which will happen next week. Which should be a lot of fun. Should be very interesting. And I'm glad that Alizaro and Dante will be back for that as well. But I hope you guys had a good time. I hope this guy, again, like I said, I didn't want to do anything too outrightly vulgar, but I wanted to give everyone an opportunity to, like, if they wanted to, lean into that very lusty sexuality type thing. But lust is not just about sex. Lust is so much more. It is about desire. It is about that play, that back and forth, the different types of lust, the lust that comes from the lust of getting to spend time with the person that you love. Lust is a lust for power, a lust for magic, a lust for victory. And all of these things are getting explored here with this individual. So there you go. This individual, being a Cupid, is used to granting desires and granting that. But they themselves were banished. And hopefully next week when we come back, we'll get to find out why they were banished. What exactly led to Seraph's, exodus from the Feywild.
Maybe we could have tied people to ceilings in cocoons and drank their,
Their sex
goo
goo.
from them. Yeah.
We're calling it
that seems
sex
like
goo.
a good reason to banish somebody,
Yeah.
You're hereby banished. Your crime, the drinking of sex goo.
Yes.
It is wrong.
Yes, it is. 'Tis forbidden to sneak into the mortal realm and kidnap mortals for their sex goo. Did you not know? Do you want to get halflings? Because this is how you get halflings.
Anyway.
My favorite part for sure is the young orc man. I really fucking hope he doesn't die because that amulet was expensive.
He shows up just in time to get swept up into the sex goo fight.
No.
Oh no, I'm a miner. Help me,
I've had the
Unak. Don't let.
Unak with
You're going.
Unak with him is like, I've only had him for a minute, but if anything happens to him, I will kill everyone in this room and then myself.
Well, I'm glad that it bought that much investment. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you to everyone who came out and donated, to, of course, Cookie for helping inspire all of this. So, to let you know the difference between the non-R-rated version and this version is he wasn't a fae when I did this, and he purely had a lust for power. So the reason he was destroying all of the books is because he did not want anyone else to know magic. So he was basically just siphoning magic from the world. He was taking books and knowledges from people, and this was more of a memory wipe scenario. So going through the corridors and stuff, you would have actually started having your memories and your thoughts ripped from you instead of having these visions of like lust and love and stuff like that. So the lust for power version was the original thing, and he was still going to play the desire angle, but he was going to give Ray what he wanted. He was going to give Ray the end to the war. He was going to give Agnes a safe haven, a small cottage to live with Dan and his daughter and Thomas. Unak was going to get to fight his glorious battle and die fighting one of the greatest dragons known to man, and Holly was going to ride the skull of Puck to her family's grave, where her family is going to be okay after all. He was gonna basically the power version was like a lot more very much like a power broker, I guess. But there is one element that I think hasn't been discussed, and that is the most important element, and that is, of course, that yes, he is a Cupid, but he is also a devil. He is the devil of lust, and he is about to try and make a deal, which is perfect. So freaking perfect. So we'll see what happens with that deal next week when we return. It's a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But guys, in the meantime, however, my name is Michael, the Dead as a Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. You can find it here a number of times during the week. We'll be back for Reign of Winter this Wednesday. The Seven Dooms of Sandpoint on Friday, followed by Pray for Death and Gatewalker on Sunday as well. So stay tuned for all of those cool, fun, and amazing things. And guys, until we meet again, stay safe, stay wonderful, be kind to each other, because why the fuck not, it's free. And until we meet again, game hard or die trying. Good night, folks.